What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Pablo from Style Systems over here, your image consultant, exclusive image consultant. Now, I promised you that I was gonna make a video explaining how everything got started, right? How I ended up with a millionaire friend, how I ended up living my dream, living my lifestyle, and being able to afford everything that I can afford and basically live, survive out of something that I created out of my mind. And how I ended up in America, how I ended up with one of my mentors, one of the people that I admire the most, how I ended up with him and everything. So this is it, alright? It's gonna be very simple, very short and sweet, alright? A quick golden nugget. So basically what happened is that I was focusing on myself, alright? For those of you who don't know me, and actually the video is on my YouTube, I was interviewed on national TV back in my country, where I'm from, Mexico City, alright? I was interviewed, where more than 2 million people saw me on national TV, live TV. And then from there, I started doing radio interviews and all of this stuff, right? They interviewed me, they saw something in me, and they wanted me to come to their show because they knew it was going to be something phenomenal, right? From there, I got the attention from one of my mentors, and he was wise enough and he was sharp enough to see, this kid has something within himself. He wanted to interview me first, so he did an interview, we put it out there, the interview is on my YouTube channel as well, and then after that, the moment we finished the interview, he was surprised, literally, he was like, damn, boy, you have something, you're going places. So he invited me to speak in one of his events. From there, I spoke at many different places in America, many different events. Then that's how I met with my millionaire brother and friend, good friend, Brian Casella, shout out to you. And from there we started doing our own thing. Started doing our own live stream show, which is every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We call it Tuesday Taco Tuesday. It's a lifestyle talks, and then we do our own events. And basically, I started putting myself out there even more, and now people start paying. They started paying for these tips and for all this stuff, right? I create products where I record myself, I teach everything that I know, and then it's based on video modules, and then people pay for it. And then I've written more than 7 books. 7 books. How many people do you know that cannot even write one? And I've done 7 books, all right? But how it all started, it is basically, I was so into myself. That's right. I was selfish, and I'm still selfish, alright? I wasn't paying attention to what others were thinking, because that's how I lived my life prior to Style Systems. Before I became the god of style, whatever you choose to call me, an image consultant, I was living life based on what others expected of me. I was living life worried about what my mentors are going to think, worried about what my friends are going to think, worried about what my teachers, what my mom and everyone was expecting out of me. But I was never paying attention to what's going on the inside. I was never, looking within and saying, okay, this is what I want. This is the meaning of life for me. So the moment I started doing that, I said, fuck it. I wanted to become a chef, all right? I actually traveled and I lived all over the world, and I ended up in Spain, in Pamplona, I don't know how to pronounce it in English, in Pamplona, in a 2 Michelin star restaurant. That's right, for those gourmet food, the food lovers over there that you know your food. I ended up in a 2 Michelin star restaurant, and I threw it all away. My mom, I remember, and the girlfriend that I had at the time, they were like, oh, why are you throwing your life away? All of the chance, everything that you've worked on. But I said, this is not what I want. What I want is to be an image consultant. I've always loved beauty, aesthetics, and fashion and all of this stuff. But I always had this longing for expansion, to know what's out there, more than I can perceive with my physical senses. I've always been, like, in quotes, philosophical, right? I've always asked these questions, like, what is it all about? So I wanted to become, in quotes, a life coach. But back in the day, I didn't know what a life coach was, but I simply wanted to put myself out there. I had something, a truth within me that I wanted to be expressed. So I started working on myself. I started studying, I started meditating, I started doing everything just for myself. I was worrying about me, not about what others were thinking. So I started recording myself. I started working on my first book, which is called The Rules of Style. I started working on that. I started doing my stuff. I started dressing myself in a different way just for me because I liked it. I liked the way that I saw myself. You know, when I saw myself in the mirror, I was like, damn, I look good. So all of that, literally, it got to a point where I became undeniable. Alright? Because I was so unattached from the goal, you know, like whether, you know, you want to be famous, rich, all these things. Yes, of course I want money. I like these things, okay? We live in this reality and we like these things. We like being in tune with beauty. But I was so unattached from that, you know, whether I had money or not, I was still enjoying my life. Whether I had followers or not, I was still doing my thing. Whether somebody watched my videos or not, I was still recording myself and doing my shit. Alright? I got to the point that this person in LinkedIn, LinkedIn.com, noticed me by making all my posts and stuff like that, and that's how I got invited into an interview for national TV. From there, everything went nuts, you know, at least in Mexico. In Mexico City, more people started noticing me. The people that used to hate me because I said, you know, oh, your dream of style systems is crazy, you know, you should get a real job and all this shit, right? But I will leave that topic for another video, right, where everything that I went through to basically start doing my own thing. So this video, I just want to let you know that you should be worrying about yourself. Don't worry about others, what others are thinking. I mean, focus on yourself. Be positively selfish, alright? That way, when you are self-sufficient, when you know your shit, you own yourself, other people that are on the same frequency, they will start noticing you. And you're not doing it for them. Remember that. Whether my friend, the millionaire, he notices me or not, or whether I stop doing events with him or not, I'm not going to stop. Because I'm not doing it for him or for any of you. I'm not going to stop. With this sort of mentality, you become undeniable. And you become unstoppable. So there's no force in this world or any other world, in this dimension or any other dimension that can stop you, because you simply are doing it for yourself, because this is your passion, this is your calling, this is your purpose in life. When you get in touch with this purpose, that's when true success comes, because everything that you do comes from an inner truth, your very own truth. You are in touch with yourself, with your very essence, and everything that you do it from there. You're not doing it to be fake, you know, like all these people, especially in YouTube, you know, all the YouTubers, you do it because you want to be perceived as cool, and you want followers, and you want likes, and you want thumbs ups, and all this shit. Why are you doing that, man? I refuse to be like that, right? Maybe that's why I don't have enough followers. I don't give a fuck, right? Because I'm not doing this for you guys, literally. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but no one else is telling you this, alright? I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing it because this comes from an expression of my joy, of my passion, of my calling in life, alright? Of my purpose in life. So whether I get excuse my English, god damn it. Whether I get somebody hears me or not, that's irrelevant. You know, there will be a point where whoever who has eyes will see it, whoever who has ears will hear it, whoever is smart enough will get it. And maybe you will spark something within you who are listening right now, and you'll be like, damn, you know what, that's true. I gotta reconnect with myself and start acting from the core. Being grounded and saying, okay, this is my essence, this is who I am. Everything that I talk, everything that I say, everything that I do comes from this source, from my inner source, inner strength. I'm not doing it because I want to be perceived as something that I'm not. I'm not dressing myself up because I want to fuck a woman or because I want to get some likes, get some shares, get some money. I don't care about that, and neither should you. From there, you become authentic, and people like that. The more you're authentic, the more authentic you are, the more others will like, damn, you have something, right? Sometimes they kind of pinpoint it, they kind of give it a name, but they feel drawn to it. So that's how it all started. That's how I'm making, this keeps getting better and better and bigger. This keeps getting bigger and bigger. Now Style System, something that just went into my mind, you know, something that was so far. I started doing this dream when I was back living with my mom. I was, you know, in a corner with a little, it was not even a desk, it was a dining table. I was doing with my computer, you know, thinking about my shit, writing my thoughts, you know, like keeping your own journal. From there, I created my first book, The Rules of Style. And from there, you know, now I'm making 6 figures, my friends, 6 figures. I cried. The first time I could buy The whole goddamn, I paid for the entire rent, and I paid for all the groceries and everything for my mom and for my family. I paid for everything with a check that came from Style Systems, my own dream. I cried. That day I felt so successful, the most successful man in the world. Even though I knew I wasn't a millionaire yet, I didn't have my supercars or my mansion, whatever, I felt like it. I literally cried like a fucking baby because I felt so moved, like, man, I can create my own reality, you know? I made it from here, something that started from here, from your core, from your heart, alright? Not from what is expected from you, alright? From there, others will notice you. I'm telling you, others will notice you. And then instead of competing, you will collaborate. And from collaboration, the sky is the limit. Not even sky, the cosmos is the limit. There are no limits, basically, alright? To how far you can go with this sort of mentality. So hopefully this will spark something within you. It will inspire you to start being more true to yourself and stop being fake. Stop doing all this nonsense. Don't do it for the likes. Don't do it for the shares. Don't do it for the thumbs ups, for the subscribers. Don't do it for that. Do it because it is an expression of yourself, of your essence, of your joy. People eventually will get it, and if they don't, you're still getting the best of it because you're doing it from your passion. I enjoy doing these videos. I truly enjoy it. And I look at my videos. I do it for my own shit. You know, I do it. Sometimes I'm feeling down a little bit and I see one of my videos and I'm like, damn, this motherfucker is so right. Oh, wait, it's me. Boom, and I reconnect to myself and then I'm back at it again. You see, stop being afraid. Act from within. Alright, everything starts from within. I know some people don't like this type of talk because it's inner game, it's too deep, it's too whatever. I don't even call it inner game. I don't even like to call it inner stuff. I just call it life. This is life. We're just so preoccupied with the little superficial things, the relationships, the materialistic stuff. That is just preoccupying you. That is just scratching the surface. Life, it's deep. This is life, alright? So get in touch with this. Right? This was a long video. We'll see you in the next one. Become the best version of yourself.